Welcome to One World Countless Story podcast with me, Selena Novello. Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so happy that you are here. Before I get into why I'm not going to university next year, I'm going to remind you to click that subscribe button so you can come along on my journey with me and just gain some knowledge and learn and grow together. So let's get into it right now. I decided that I am not going back to university this year, and there is many reasons why. This has been an extremely hard decision to make, and it has been a very long process of deciding whether or not I was going to do it. I've been keeping this decision pretty private until now. I'm ready to share as I feel like it might help other people in their journey that might feel stuck or like they don't know what to do. And don't get me wrong, even though I'm taking a year off, doesn't mean I know what I'm gonna do at all. But I just think it's important that we share some of these experiences because they might help someone else. I've been keeping it private, but telling a few people, and all the people that I told, like, why are you not going back to university? Like, what is it? I think that you'd enjoy in person more, because my only experience with university so far has been virtually. So I graduated in 2020 when COVID came, and I was originally planning on taking a gap year, but also undecisive. So I decided to apply to schools anyways, and I got into all the schools I wanted to. But I was like, I really want to take a year off. Obviously, COVID changed that, and I couldn't travel or do any of the things that I really wanted to do. So I was like, let's just do school. And I really enjoyed it. I mean, there's challenges with online school and all of that, but I still felt like something was missing for me. So I took a long time. I talked a lot with my parents about throughout the whole school year of whether this is something I really wanted to do, or am I just doing it, and should I do it, should I not do it, what are the benefits, what pros and cons type thing. And it was just exhausting. And every time I talked to my parents about it, I came to the conclusion you know what? I'm going to stay in school. It's going to be fine. I'm just going to do my business degree and everything is going to be great. But like I said, a piece was still missing. I am very open about this, but I go to counseling, and I've gone to counseling since I was in grade 10. My school provided it for me from grade 10 to 12. And then that little year in between, maybe half a year, I didn't have it. And I was fine, but then I noticed you know what, I need to get back into it as it is beneficial for me and it really helps me clear my mind. So I started doing some counseling, and I'm going to tell you what day exactly I decided to not go to school. It was one day in my spring semester this year. I was taking a marketing course. I love marketing. So I was really enjoying this class and getting to test and learn new skills about marketing. And I was, it was time for exams and everything, and I was just feeling really yucky. I didn't want to wake up in the morning. I felt like I had no purpose, and I was just really struggling mentally and not feeling good at all. And I knew I had this counseling session, so I went, and it started off like it did every time. This is what I really want to talk about today, because it's on my heart right now, and I'm really struggling with what to do. And so I was I feel like I'm just not happy. I'm period, point blank. I'm not happy. I'm not enjoying myself. And I want to live a life that I love and enjoy. And so this was I was I just don't know. I don't know what to do. And I felt very stuck. And I felt this way before in grade 12, I believe. I remember sitting in a counselor's chair and just feeling so overwhelmed and stuck and not knowing what step to make next and not knowing what to do. And I want to be done, but I can't be done because you have to finish high school and all these things, just all these things. And so I was sitting there in the chair, we were talking about it, and she was saying super partial. She was there's benefits to going to school, there's negatives to going to school, there's positives to taking a gap year, and there's negatives to taking a gap year. But she was just prompting me with questions. And then we kept talking, and I was crying, because I'm a very emotional person as well. I was crying, I was frustrated, and then I said it out loud. I'm not gonna go back to school next year. Immediately, my shoulders backing up, my body relaxed. Everything felt so right in that moment. The tenseness in my head, in my hands, in my body, just like all loosened up within seconds of me saying those couple words of, I am not going back to school next year. And it was really weird for me because I'm like, this is not normal. And I don't think I have truly made one whole decision without considering others people's opinions, including my family, because my family means so much to me. So I really consider what they have to say. And I waited a couple days just to make sure, this is something I really want to do. And then it came to the dinner where I was going to tell them. And I was like freaking out, but also I felt so good about my decision. I never felt this kind of this feels so right and I need to do this and I'm telling you, but I almost don't even need your approval. But at the end of the day, we all want to impress our parents and we all want to make our parents proud. At least I do. And so it was hard. It was still a challenging thing. And so I say it, and like I said before, I'm very emotional, so I started crying, and I couldn't really get out what I needed to, because I started getting questions like, what are you going to do with your time? What are you going to do? And so my dad was like, you know what? This is good. I'm happy. If you're happy, do whatever you need to do. My mom, on the other hand, she loves me and she wants me to succeed. They both do. And she was like, okay. And then it was kind of like I was sitting there looking for a little bit more from her, but I realized that she also needed her time to process. And then she just was like, you'll see. And I was like, I'll see what? What's going to happen to me? She's like, no, you'll see. And I'm like, well, can you tell me what I'm going to see so then I can avoid it, And she's like, no, I don't want to tell you anything because I don't want to change this. And so I felt very frustrated after that. With my dad, I was like, okay, great. With my mom, my bestie, my homegirl, shout out, love you so much. But I was like, what? You're just gonna say okay and barely anything, and then I was like, I wanted more, and I realized that I was a little bit caring too much. And it's not that my mom doesn't support me, because she does. She wants the best for me and she does support me. But it's just there's just some challenges. So when I was crying and I couldn't fully express myself, I sat down and I wrote a letter to her and I printed it off right here. I wrote a double-sided letter, and I want to read that to you because in this letter, it explains a lot of the things that I'm going to do and a lot of the reasons why I'm doing it. Dear Mom, when I made this decision, I was in tears and just didn't know what to do. My values are in a tug-of-war and it's so much to deal with inside my head. I need to make a decision on what to do next. As I sat in the chair across from my counselor, I felt the same way as before at Foothills, which was my high school, just not knowing what to do or how I feel. My counselor asked me, what my tears were saying, and it was so much more than I could explain. I felt pain, worry, stress, pressure, happiness, but also great sadness. I came into that meeting feeling overwhelmed, defeated, and like I had a dark cloud over my head. My body felt heavy and I was unsure what this season would bring. It started the same way with the question, how are you doing and how have you been? I had never felt so empty and out of control of my own life before. I wanted so much, but I only had so much time in a day. I chose to sleep a lot because I don't think or feel all the sadness, uncertainty, and because of pure exhaustion. Going back to sitting in the chair, feeling confused and lost, she asked me another question later in the conversation. What does your heart say? Without a doubt in my mind, I said, I don't want to go to school. She followed up with, well, that may be where your answer lies, but she couldn't tell me what to do or decide. She was very partial and looked at both options as a good answer. I said out loud that I wanted to not do school anymore, and immediately everything changed. My body felt lighter, no longer scrunching or tense. My shoulders opened up and I sat taller than I ever had before. My worry and stress magically quieted in my head and I was in a state of calm and relief. For the first time in forever, I made my own decision without any voices except my own. I had made the decision to not do the right thing or the safe thing, but something I have been wanting to do for a long time. When I think of doing school, I feel comfortable, but that is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to be pushed outside my comfort zone, as that is where the growth happens. I am not in high school anymore where I have to show up and complete it. I have the choice. I love that I was able to go to school this past year, as I learned so much and proved to myself that I can do it and do it well. Nothing I have ever done I regret, but I have a feeling if I don't do this now, I might regret it. I will always have a reason to put myself to the back burner, but I choose not to do that. I am on a journey of finding myself and becoming the person I am inside. As many say, I'm letting my inner child out. I will not be doing nothing all day. I will be working on becoming a better person and a whole person. I want to start a business, which I have no idea on what it will be like yet. I will be working for others, but I will be pursuing my dreams one step at a time with no excuse of doing school. I have fear of failure, judgment, and so much more, but I know I need to do this even if I don't make any money. I want to dance. I want to sing. I want to make silly videos. I want to do whatever makes my soul sing. This has nothing to do with money or school. I didn't drop out because it's too hard or too stressful, but because I didn't love it and I'm not enjoying it. I always try to be positive, to have a positive attitude and try convincing myself that I like it. I want to live and make mistakes. I want to see what happens and where I go. Maybe I will end up in Europe. Maybe I will stay in Cochrane. I have a burning passion in me that has been slowly dying and dulling. My goals and dreams started feeling far out of reach. Yes, the grass may seem greener on the other side, but I will never know if I don't try. I have been in school for 15 years out of my 19 years of life, and I can't remember a time when I was not doing school. I love school and I have tried putting less effort into it to achieve my other goals, but I can't. I care too much about the work I do. I always have and I always will. I am not saying that I will never go back to school, but times have changed and I need to make the decision for myself. I wanted you to be proud of me for taking this step, for knowing what I need and finally listening to it. But I know what you are saying is coming from a place of love and protection. Feel free to tell this to Dad as well. Love you always, Selena Novello. So reading this letter back brings back some pretty heavy emotions for me, because I just remember writing this letter and being so upset and not knowing why my mom was not okay with this. But I do know it's coming from a place of love, and I feel like something in her past, she have maybe done something similar and doesn't want me to make a same mistake. But like I said in this letter, I know the grass may look greener on the other side, but if I don't try, I'll never know. And if I don't do it now, I feel like I'll be, regretting it and feeling like I should have taken that step and just all that things. So this is the letter I wrote. This really, really does explain why I'm not going to university, and I'm just really excited for it. And one of my biggest points, again, is that I have been in school for 15 years of my life, and I'm 19. That's a lot of years. I have never not done school. I genuinely can't remember a time when I wasn't doing school. And I just think it's time for me to break that barrier, break that, you need to go to school, you need to go to university, and you need to get a regular corporate job. I don't want that life. I want to live an extraordinary life. I want to listen to myself. And that is why I am not going to school. And this has been very challenging for me to make this decision, because everyone has an opinion on what I'm doing. Family and friends have their opinions, and they're like, oh, you're not going to school? Oh no, like it's the end of the world. But it's not the end of the world for me. And I was just listening to one of the podcast episodes I did with my older sister, Anna Maria, and she had said something, and it was like, it's coming out next week, this week, Tuesday. And so she had said, we all want to make our parents proud, but we also have to make ourselves proud. And I, for sure, by taking this step, have made myself proud, because I have dreams and things that I want to do that now I have the time for it. School can't be an excuse anymore. that is why I'm saying this. I hope it might help you guys. Again, this is my opinion. This is my journey. This is what I'm doing. So I know some people will be like, university is the way, you got to do it. But for me, this is what I'm experiencing, and it's been hard. I've been getting stuck in my head. I had to go drop all my classes. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, and I was like freaking out and like second guessing myself. And I just need to give a quick shout out to Kim Cooper. She is the founder of Youth Culture. You should go check them out. She really has helped me through getting through this summer. And just recently, I was really feeling like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Because every single thing I do, it's not always easy. There's always challenges. And I'm making things up in my head and making it harder for myself. But Kim Cooper, amazing lady, she really helped me, say like, you are Selena freaking Novello. You need to do this. This year can be so good for you, but you can't let other people or your mind stop you. You just need to do it. And so I wanted to give her a shout out because that meant so much to me. In conclusion, I want to sing, I want to dance, I want to live my life with purpose and joy and fulfillment. And if you are feeling this same way, I just have to tell you to do what makes you happy and do what you love. And do what's best for you. Maybe going to university is best for you. Maybe it's not. But I just want to encourage you to be courageous, to get outside of your comfort zone, and to challenge the regular system, I guess, and the stereotypes and all the things about going to university. And I just challenge you to explore, experience, challenge yourself, and just don't forget to be happy, because what are we doing if we're not happy? We gotta really live our lives filled with purpose and passion. And so that is my words for you today. I want to end it off with a bang. You can drop a comment if this has helped you in any way, or if you can relate to me, a thumbs up even, and don't forget to subscribe again. But my final words for you, and I think I've said this in my first video as well, but what if it turns out better than you ever imagined? What if all these things you're thinking in your head, you're having them for a reason? You're thinking them for a reason because you are destined for more greatness and better things. So I encourage you guys all, maybe an action step you can take away or do today is sit down and write down what makes me happy. When's the last time I laughed? I remember a point in my life when I couldn't answer that question because I hadn't in so long. But I encourage you guys all to really look inside yourself as I am doing the same and just really ask yourself, what makes me happy? All right, you guys, I'm going to sign off. I hope you guys have an amazing day and we will see you very soon. Bye.